Hey, it's Dovatape. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the 314 Dragon Era plugin set. Let's get right into it. So the first plugin I'm going to show you is Era Controller. This is an all-in-one plugin to control and route MIDI around your project file. So first, you're going to want to create a dedicated controller track that is separate from your sampling and lights track, and you will want to put the Era controller on that track. And then you'll want to set it to bus. This allows us to set our inputs and outputs for a controller using one single track rather than multiple tracks. In the project tab of the Era controller bus, you will want to set your channel IDs if you are using more than one launchpad. Then on your sampling track, you will want to place an Era controller at the beginning and set it to input. And then you'll want to do the same on your lights track. And then, also on your lights track, you'll want to drag an Era controller to the very end and set it to output. Once you configure all your channels, your MIDI should be routed properly through your project file. Inside the Era controller bus, you are able to configure settings to your project. For instance, setting the model of launchpad you are using, enabling flicker reduction or afterimage reduction. You can even set up triggers for different things around your project file. In the project tab, there is an auto page setting, which can be set to local or global. This will automatically set your pages when you click on the right side of the launchpad. Local mode means that only the channel of that controller will have its page changed, whereas global mode means that if a page is changed through this controller, then it will change the page through all controllers. Next is light speed. I like to describe light speed as a drum rack for MIDI clips, meaning it has a layout similar to the drum rack for the buttons of a launchpad, and you can drag and drop your MIDI files onto a specific button. There's even built-in controls for each individual light effect. For instance, you can flip a light effect or rotate it without rotating any other light effects. You can even choke light effects in the same device. You can also send a light effect to a MIDI portal channel using the toReceiver function. The next plugin I want to show you is Supersonic. Now this is essentially a specialized drum rack for launch padding. In order to use it, you will need to select your samples, right-click, and hit Crop Clips. Once you've done that, you will be able to drag and drop your sounds into your Supersonic device. These feature fade in and fade out options, as well as choke groups. Next are cycle lights and cycle samples. These are fully featured multi-sample plugins, once again tailored specifically to launchpadders. They feature release trigger buttons, a full cycle length feature, up to 16 sample placements, as well as a unison button, which allows you to activate all samples at once. Each plugin also comes with the full suite of settings from Supersonic and Lightspeed. If you need more spots than 16 in your multi-sample, you can put a regular standalone cycle in front of a Lightspeed or Supersonic device to turn it to a multi-sampler with up to 64 samples. Next is Photon Mapper, the ultimate plugin when it comes to ease of use in assembling project files. This plugin enables interactive mapping with other plugins which support the feature, such as Lightspeed, Supersonic, and Cascobe's MIDI Launcher 6. To get started, you will either want to select your lights folder from the menu provided, or you will want to drag and drop your lights folder into the plugin. On the face of the plugin, you are able to enable sample and lights mapping, however, you may need a bit more fine control, and that's where advanced mode comes in. When you open advanced mode, you will be greeted with the Photon pop-out, which has your sample mapping and your lights mapping, as well as MIDI clip naming controls, an auto jump feature, as well as a preview effect feature. When advanced mode is open, you will also have access to this key map feature, which will allow you to assign keys to each function in the plugin. To interactively map samples, all you will need to do is turn on sample mapping, go to the start of your first sample that you want to map, and press the button that you want to map it to on your launchpad. Provided you have the correct chain selected in your Launchpad project, your sample will go to exactly where you place it. Supersonic plays the samples you map by default. However, to turn that off, all you need to do is click this headphones icon to turn it from blue to gray. Now, in order for light effect mapping to work, each of your MIDI clips needs a name. To avoid having to manually name each of your MIDI clips, I have built in a tool to Photon which allows you to do that easily. Each clip will be named with the name provided, along with a number that is displayed alongside. You can set the name to whatever you want for whatever section of the project file you have, and any MIDI clips you select with MIDI clip naming on will name themselves in numerical order. If you want to reset the numbering to change sections, all you need to do is click this number and drag it back down to 0. If you get interrupted or mess up and need to go back, you can drag this number wherever you want, or you can type in this field to set it to whatever number you need. Once all your clips are named, then you will be able to map them automatically to your buttons. To do that, all you need to do is turn on light mapping and then select your light effect. If your lights folder is properly defined and selected, then selected light effects and MIDI clips will automatically be exported. And once again, provided your pages are set up correctly, you will be able to press a button and have that light effect automatically map to that button. And then, once you turn off light effect mapping, you will be able to see your light effects. If auto jump is on, then when a clip is mapped into a device, Photon will automatically skip to the next clip to map it. If auto jump is off, then you will need to manually select your next sample in order to map it. And very finally is the time travel device. Now, all time travel is wormhole or twist specifically built for Era controller, with built-in local and global page modes. You simply set the page you want to travel to on a note input, as well as the channel ID you are controlling and local or global mode, and when a note hits this device, the page will be changed. And that's how to use PyDragon's Era plugins. Bye now.